This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. For I was glad when it said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. So, the one thing that I told you all is that, y'all gotta excuse me because I got moisturizer in my eyes. So, you see me blinking, that's what it is. I got moisturizer in my eyes. I had to moisturize the eyes. Well, not moisturize, not moisturize the eyes, but moisturize my face. I want to first, let me start first by saying welcome to all the new subscribers. And not only that, give this video a thumbs up. Our goal is 200 likes per day per video. So each video I do, the goal is 200 likes so we can actually get the video to circulate throughout the community. My shirt says I chase God, not men. This is a part of my product brand. But anyway, let us go forward. One thing I told you, I said this months ago. I said that if, in fact, anything that God reveals to me about Apostle Murray or anyone, I said that I will not hesitate to reveal it, and I'll say what thus said the Lord. And I'm honoring my word. And I'm keeping my word. The other thing is, I see how God is honoring my prayer that I prayed over Donald Trump on Wednesday. I prayed that God would snatch his mind, and last night was worse than what it was the previous days. And so, to God be the glory. God honors our prayers, and so all it is to reveal how unstable he is and how he should not be in office. Now, the reason I'm not turning my comments off is because I want people also to see the so-called Christians that come in here that are deemed to be MAGA and Trump supporters that come into my live with their racist rants and their disrespectful words. So that's why the live is on, and moderators, do what only you can do. Well, Desire, as of, he called himself a Christian a long time ago, but as of a few days, as of Friday, he said he's not a Christian. So there it is. But anyway, but to God be the glory. I wanted to talk. I posted something in the community board. Y'all don't check the community board a lot, but I received a message. It does not matter from who, and they were saying, did you know that Full Gospel Holy Temple received a PPP loan? I said, I didn't know that. Now, as you all can recall in 2020, God prophesied against Joel Osteen for accepting a PPP loan. Why is that? The PPP loan was not for the church. The PPP loan was only for small businesses. A lot of businesses closed and lost their livelihood because the church took the PPP loan. I'm going to end up posting something in a community board that is shameful. And whether the churches know it or not, they were doing, whether the church knows it or not, they were doing a study. And the study was showing where greed was in the church. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it. And a matter of fact, I can post it while I'm on here. They did a study. This is shameful. It's disgraceful. It's disgusting. They said that the ones that were going to take the PPP loan were black churches and mega churches. That is disgusting. To the PPP loans that the church took was over $8 billion. Yeah, that is disgusting. Statistics showed that black churches and mega churches, because of their greed, were going to be the ones to take that PPP loan, and they were correct. They took money. First of all, let's talk about the church. And everything I'm saying is public records, and we definitely looked. We looked up a lot of churches. We did some research. Before I came on, some research was done. The word of God says in Matthew 21, verse 13, and said unto them, it is written, my house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. So it actually says, when you look at it, you all could go look and see if your church received a PPP loan. Go look and see if your church received a PPP loan, because a lot of churches lied on their applications. Oh, we got 32 employees. I noticed that a lot of churches said that they had 32 employees, with the exception of Joe Osteen Church and the Potter's House. But oh, you shall pay the reaper, because, honey, some of them people you took them loans from really belong to God. And you churches are going to pay the piper. God said in 2025, you're going to pay the piper. God said for some of you, the church ain't going to be able to handle it, and they're going to put you out. For some of the other churches, God said they ain't going to be able to handle it, and the doors of the church are going to permanently shut. Let's look. So the church is not a business, but you made it into a business. You accept benefits that was only meant for a business. You took from small businesses. You took from small farmers because of your greed. Not one church in the United States of America should have received a PPP loan, but we're going to dig into that. Now, you want to know why after the pandemic, a lot of these churches that once spoke holiness or hell, why they no longer speak holiness or hell? Because once you accept a PPP loan, you now are property of the government. You wanted to know why all of a sudden full gospel became monetized on YouTube. Mind you, I spoke of this a couple of days ago, not knowing that there was more to the story. So a lot of these churches, please give this video a thumbs up and share this video, because we want to get people to be more alert as to the thieves in the thieving churches, and why some of these small businesses are no longer in business because their church probably took their loan. So you ain't gonna like me. I don't care. I don't care. So we was doing research. As you all know, Full Gospel, Apostle Murray's over a bunch of he's the bishop over majority of all the Full Gospel locations in the United States. Why did it show that almost every Full Gospel, even though these churches are this big, Why did it show that these churches got PPP loans when these churches are not big enough to have payroll? Explain to me why. Because when you look at the church and you see the name next to the church, it shows when they applied for the loan and when their loan was forgiven, which their loans shouldn't have never been forgiven because they're already tax-free. So you got businesses, small businesses, mom and pop stores who lost their businesses that's been open for 20, 30, 40, 50 years because of the greed of the church. So these churches got loans, 300,000, 200,000. Lakewood, $4.4 million. Small businesses shut because of the greed of the church and the prayers and the cries of these people, as God spoke in his word, have made their way before God. You thought you got away with it, but you didn't. You didn't. Not one church in the United States should have received a PPP loan when every proceed that come into the church, every tithe, every offering that comes into the church is already tax-free. That is greed. That is greed. I don't care who you are. I don't care what church you pastor. You shouldn't have received a PPP loan. Explain to me this. Let's go back, because you devils are going to lie real quick. But see, I got videos to prove it and to back it up, what I'm getting ready to say. It wasn't until March 2020 that they announced that the churches were going to have to close because there cannot be more than a specific amount of people together. Right? That was really the middle of March when the churches had to shut. By April, most of you greedy demons from hell was already applying for a PPP loan because it shows when you applied for it. So the church wasn't even closed long enough yet for there to be. In other words, you didn't even know how long the church was going to be closed. You didn't know how long this was going to go on. But the greed in your heart, you cannot resist. So the churches was closed not even a month before you started applying for PPP loans. I don't care who don't like what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is true. I've seen a lot of stores and restaurants and stuff that I used to go to, now they're closed. They did a study. They did a study showing that most of the people, outside the crooks, the people, well, basically the church was acting like crooks too. Outside of the people that apply for fake PPP loans and said they had businesses, but they didn't. The church took over $8 billion of the PPP loans that was actually intended for everyone else. That's greed. That is selfishness. Because the church already, now let's look at this, and I'm sorry, but I gotta call this out. Do you know how much Lakewood makes in tithes and offering every Sunday? I'm going to say this without crying because they were wrong. Do you know the money these mega churches and these churches bring in, that they were so greedy? They took from companies that really needed it. Lakewood got a $4.4 million PPP loan when every month they bring in over $10 million. That's greed. First of all, the doors of the church were going to have to close, and you will probably have about 5 or 10 people that will still be operating the cameras and the sound and all of this stuff. And you was greedy, so greedy that now judgment came upon every last one of you. The church was closed for not even a month before these churches started applying for PPP loans. And the church was already receiving tax-free tithes and offering. And then they got the money, the taxpayers' money. The people that are forced to pay taxes and stuff couldn't even get a PPP loan because tax-free organizations and cults got the money. I want you to know you all didn't get away with nothing. You're going to pay for this. You're going to pay. As God told Cain, your brother's blood has cried out to me. You ain't get away with nothing, you greedy churches. You are not of God. You are your father, the devil. And you're going to pay. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're located. You're going to pay for this. I promise you that. Every church that received a PPP loan, God's judgment is upon you. You took money from people that needed it. You took money that was supposed to go to actual businesses. The church is not a business, no matter how you try to organize it, no matter how you try to flip that coin. The church is not a business, but you're going to find out what happens with a business. Just like you get hired, you get fired. So you want to treat the church like it's a business? Game on. God then took this challenge up. I am disgusted by every church that took a PPP loan. I don't care if I know you or not. You are disgusting. You are a disgrace to the kingdom of God, and God's judgment is upon your head, and you shall pay for it. You shall pay for it. You will pay. Every last one of you. I don't care if you got a $300,000 loan, a $200,000 loan, a $4.4 million loan. You're going to pay for that. You already, with your greedy self, been getting tax-free money with the tithes and offering, living on a high horse like a fat pig with yourself, and you decide to be more greedy. Woe unto you, you workers of iniquity. Woe unto you, you demons. Woe unto you, you principalities and wickedness and high places that reigns over these churches, that passes over these churches, that work on these auxiliary. Your day and hour has come. You are coming down.